really enjoyed the movie. What was about Michael's script? What was about the story that wanted we to be part of?
Lots of things. First of all, I've worked with Michael many times before, so very familiar with him, so I knew what to expect in that regard. The subject matter of the film about the huge disparity between the rich and the poor, and the relationship between the rich and the poor. The rich are super rich because of the super poor, and so that interested me, and the fact that he was shining a light on that. And the character, the lead character that I play, Sir Rich Macready, who is the sort of the product of the free market, and was quite is quite an obnoxious character, but has to be entertaining to make the film worth watching. And that's a kind of there's a tension there that made that challenging. And anything which is a challenge is I get bored very easily. So if something is challenging and difficult, then that attracts me. And playing this character was sort of presented that challenge.
Yeah, since you were already talking about the character, what do you like the most about him? I know that he's a bully, I understand that, but must have something that you like in, which I love him, by the way.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry to hear you love him, because I think he's absolutely horrible. But
he's enjoyable. He's enjoyable.
He's enjoyable.
Yeah.
And he's entertaining, and he's witty. So that's... So there's something that's enjoyable about someone who entertains you, and he has, if you like, a kind of an interesting relationship with his ex-wife, which I think it gives him a little bit of redemption, but it's not really. I'm not particularly. To me, I was presenting Rich Macready and making him entertaining. There's nothing really I don't want to be like him. I want to be different from him. I think I am different from him, but I have to give him, dignify him in some way, or make him understandable. I think that being competitive is quite an addictive thing. So I understand that he has that competitiveness, but really what I'm trying to do is present the character to help Michael present the film with its underlying message, which is more important than the individual characters.
Yeah, and let's talk about the party scene. I think was the most. I don't know, there is a lot going on. How did you approach that?
Well, the whole kind of central strand of the film is like the preparation for the party, and they want to throw this big Roman-themed party. So it was difficult for us, to be honest, because it's like those parties genuinely cost about twice as much money as we had for the whole film. So we were trying to find a way of doing it. We were on Mykonos, we had to build an arena. So there's a lot of work. And so the idea in the party is that it sort of gradually unravels because everything keeps going wrong. And so, fortunately, the sort of chaos of our party was quite good for that. And the very first 2 days of filming, we had it was like the actual kind of culmination of all that, the kind of, when everyone arrived. So we had hundreds of guests, and we had celebrities coming down for a couple of days, very kindly sort of donating their time to be part of the film, like Fatboy Slim and Stephen Fry and Pixelot. So it was like, from my point of view, it was quite chaotic and difficult. But then after that, the film settled down.
Yeah. What about the lion? It was a real
lion
or CGI?
The lion was very tricky. He was very hard work.
No, but that was super cool, and then I really enjoy, and the cast, like it's not just Steve. We have Isla and David, and what was like work with them?
We had a great cast. We had, as you said, Alan Fisher and David Mitchell, but also a whole range of other people. There's a big cast. From my point of view, compared to other films, I think probably the biggest cast. And so the whole party sequence, there's a lot of great actors there from sort of British comedy kind of tradition, all brilliant at improvising, all brilliant at sort of generating their own material. So it was great, it was great fun to work with everyone.
Yeah.
It made my job easier because people who understand not sticking entirely to the lines, sometimes saying slightly different things, and if you work with other people who understand that, then it makes it easier. You know that it's like playing a sport with people who are good at it. It makes the game interesting.
What do you want the audience to get away from the movie?
Again, I hope it kind of makes people feel that the world could be better. It's like we cross-cut between these different worlds of the rich billionaire and the women who actually make the clothes that make the money for the billionaire. And kind of, I hope it's not like, it's sad and depressing, but more like, actually, we could change this. We could do something about this. All we need to do kind of collectively is decide we just need to regulate this market a bit better. There's already lots of rules in the world about how to regulate things and how to have trade. But part of that should be the wages of those workers should be higher.
Yeah, and now you're going to have like your next project together, a trip to Greece, which is, I cannot wait to watch it. Thank you so much for your time, and I cannot wait for the next project.
Thank you.